At the height of the Cold War, the world saw two countries battle it out in almost every sector. But space was the ultimate show to display one's technological prowess over the other. It's time to explore. In the past, the Soviet Union and the United States were like rivals in a big space race. The Soviet Union was the first to send a fake moon into space, and then the United States did something even more amazing by sending the first person to land on the real moon. But then, the Soviet Union broke up, and the United States went way ahead in exploring space. Now, the United States is the boss of space exploration, and it spends a whopping $32 billion every year on it. That's more money than any other country spends on space stuff. The main space player in the United States is NASA, and it's like the king of space organizations. But there's a new player in town, and that player is China. China is playing the space game in a big way, and it's catching up to the United States really fast. Sometimes, it's even doing better than the United States in some space things. It's like China is changing the rules of the game. So, what's happening in space now? Well, the United States is still doing a lot of cool space stuff. NASA is sending robots to explore other planets, and they're finding out all kinds of interesting things. But China is not far behind. They're sending their own robots and spaceships into space, and they're doing things that are making everyone go. China has made remarkable strides in space exploration, especially considering its relatively late entry into the space race. Just 50 years ago, in the midst of a cultural revolution in 1970, China successfully placed its first satellite into orbit. At that time, NASA, the United States Space Agency, was already halfway through developing the Voyager spacecraft, which would be launched 7 years later. Since those early days, China's progress in space exploration has been nothing short of astonishing. Over the past decade alone, the country has launched more than 200 rockets, undertaken an unmanned mission to the moon, and established its own space station. This is a stark contrast to the past, highlighting the rapid development and expansion of China's space capabilities. In recent news, China has been making headlines after being excluded from the International Space Station, ISS. According to China's state media, Xinhua, an impressive workforce of at least 300,000 individuals has been dedicated to the country's space projects. To put this in perspective, this number is nearly 18 times the size of NASA's workforce. This underscores the scale of China's commitment to advancing its space program. Now, with its eyes set on new horizons, China is gearing up for a fresh challenge in the realm of space exploration. The country plans to take on the James Webb Space Telescope, a significant astronomical instrument. What makes this upcoming competition even more intriguing is China's unique approach. It aims to use a fleet of tiny satellites to rival the capabilities of the renowned telescope. As China embarks on its journey into the vast expanse of deep space, its scientists are working on a groundbreaking project involving a fleet of small satellites. These satellites have a specific purpose: to monitor the intense and short-lived events that occur in the depths of space. Rather than following the current trend of constructing larger and more powerful telescopes, China's approach involves more than 100 microsatellites. Each of these satellites is equipped with a compact and lightweight version of a traditional X-ray telescope. This innovative project, known as the Catch, is set to revolutionize the way we observe the cosmos. Instead of relying on massive telescopes to delve deeper into space and time, China is opting for a constellation of smaller satellites. The goal is to create a network of over 100 microsatellites, working together to capture and analyze transient phenomena in space. What makes this development even more intriguing is that China has achieved a significant milestone by outpacing Elon Musk's SpaceX. The Chinese company Landscape successfully launched the Zhiyuke 2 rocket, marking a triumph in space exploration. This methane-fueled rocket took off from the Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center in the Gobi Desert and, according to the US Space Force tracking, successfully reached orbit. The Zhiyuke 2's journey to orbit is particularly noteworthy because it overcame a setback during its debut flight on December 14, 2022. Despite the earlier anomaly, China's perseverance and dedication to advancing space exploration have culminated in this success. The Zhuke 2's triumph adds another chapter to China's burgeoning achievements in the field of space exploration, showcasing their capabilities and determination to push the boundaries of what is possible in the great unknown of outer space. Methane is a type of gas that, when used in rockets, produces a beautiful blue flame during launch. People who support the use of methane claim that it is better for the environment compared to other fuels like RP1 or kerosene, which are commonly used in rockets. While methane is still a greenhouse gas, it is considered cleaner. Several American companies are actively working on rockets that use methane as their fuel. Among these companies are SpaceX, Blue Origin, Rocket Lab, United Launch Alliance, and Relativity Space. Each of these companies has its own rocket project. SpaceX has the Starship system. Blue Origin is developing New Glenn, Rocket Lab is working on Neutron, United Launch Alliance is focused on Vulcan Centaur, and Relativity Space has its Terran line. However, some of these projects have faced challenges in recent months. For instance, Terran 1, the rocket developed by Relativity Space, did not successfully reach orbit during its first launch in March. SpaceX also encountered difficulties with its Starship rocket, prompting a self-destruct command during the initial fully stacked launch in April due to various anomalies. Elon Musk, the founder and CEO of SpaceX, envisions using Starship to help establish human settlements on Mars. One unique aspect of methane is that it can be produced from resources available on the Red Planet, aligning with Musk's vision for sustainable fuel on Mars. On the other hand, Vulcan Centaur, developed by United Launch Alliance, experienced a delay in its first flight, scheduled for early May, due to an anomaly during testing of the rocket's upper stage. China and its private space companies have been incredibly active in sending missions to space. In 2022 alone, they launched 54 missions, and they're aiming to launch even more, with a target of over 60 missions in 2023. To put this into perspective, SpaceX, which is the busiest space launch company in the United States, sent 61 rockets into space in 2022. These developments in China's space exploration are capturing the attention of the global space community. It's essential to recognize and appreciate the significant contributions that China is making in the field of space exploration. The sheer number of missions reflects China's commitment and progress in advancing its space capabilities. In the grand scheme of things, this is an exciting era for science and a pinnacle for humanity. The exploration of space opens up new frontiers and possibilities that were once only dreamed of. The continuous efforts and achievements in space exploration mark a significant chapter in human history. Now, let's hear your thoughts. Drop your comments below and share your perspectives on these remarkable advancements in space exploration. Your opinions contribute to the ongoing conversation about the future of space exploration. And for those who haven't already, do subscribe to our channel for more. Together, we will embark on a journey to explore the wonders of space. Stay tuned for more updates and discoveries.